Hi, I'm Kiva, and I will be speaking about rationing in World War II. Before the war, Britain imported 55 million tons of food. A month after the war had started, that figure dropped to 12 million. This was due to the ships carrying food being bombed by German submarines, as Hitler tried to starve Britain into submission. To deal with the lack of food, on 8th of January 1940, rationing was introduced in Britain to control the amount of everyday items people could buy in shops, so that supplies wouldn't run out. This was seen as a complicated but fair system.
It's okay, just take your time.
Each family had its own ration book to take to the shops, which would be exchanged for food. Lots of types of foods were rationed, such as butter, bacon and ham, margarine, sugar, meat, milk, jam, dried eggs, cheese, tea, and people were only allowed one fresh egg per week. I've skipped another one. One way to make sure your family had enough food was to grow your own vegetables, and the government encouraged this by putting up lots of posters and advertisements pushing slogans such as grow your own and dig for victory. I will now compare and talk about some foods from World War II and now. To help with my research, I have been helping my mum make lunch and discussing the differences in foods and food availability from World War II to now. Despite rationing and shortages, people were much healthier back then, with no takeaways or fast or convenience food. Everything was fresh, homemade, and much more nutrients. That is the end of my World War II topic on rationing. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.
Well done. So, can we just ask about, let's talk about some of these foods you made and why they might not why things are so different. So, for example, during rationing, you wouldn't have been able to have these things because why? Why would you not been able to have these three anyway?
Because you weren't allowed any convenience food.
Not that you weren't allowed them. There wasn't any. They had no freezers. Didn't they not? Burgers didn't even exist. There was no such thing yet. So they had no freezers, no convenience food, no pre-packaged food, nothing like that. They would have had carrots though.
Oh.
They would have had carrots, but none of this other stuff. So tell me, what did they have fruit? Tell me about fruit in rationing in World War II. Do you remember?
Yeah. People couldn't like not a lot of people could get them because there's not a lot of sun in the country.
There's no sun in this, well, there's not a lot of sun, so it's really hard to grow fruit. So they would have been able to grow things like apples, but like there would have been no bananas or anything like that. So what could they have as like snacks or treats instead? Things like, remember? What did you make with Scotty?
Anzac biscuits.
Right, so why were Anzac biscuits, for example, a good choice?
Because they were made with you didn't have to get any eggs to make them, and they didn't spoil.
Good girl. Right, so I really enjoyed your talk. Well done, Kiva.
Thank you.